Hello! Thank you so much for dropping by this video. And merry 5th day of Christmas. That just brings to mind a song that I sang as a child. I had no idea what it meant. I still don't really know all the meaning of it, but the 12 days of Christmas. And the 5th day is considered in this song is sung quite passionately. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings. There's all sorts of different explanations out there what the different gifts represent. I don't know, haven't explored them deeply, don't have an opinion on them, but Bruno Groening opened my eyes to the fact that Christmas is not one day. You know, we hear the phrase Christmas season, and normally that means like the beginning of December to the beginning of December up until December 25th. And then the Christmas season is over. Well, that's not the way Bruno Groening explained it. And it's actually not the way that many Christians have celebrated it throughout history. I was very surprised to know all of this. And why is it so important how we celebrate Christmas? Well, it's a deep topic, and Bruno Groening said that how we celebrate Christmas is actually very, very important. I've been talking about for the last month some of the reason behind that. One of the things he said over and over again were that people celebrate Christmas just the way they've been taught. In essence, how their parents were taught, and how their parents, and of course their parents learned from their parents, and their parents learned from their parents, and so on and so on. And this is actually a theme that Bruno speaks about often, that human beings have fallen under what he calls the force of habit. The celebration of Christmas just being another example of doing things the way our parents did it, who did it the way their parents did it, who did it the way their parents did it, without taking time to really reflect, without taking time to ask, what is the proper from a spiritual sense of the word, what's the proper way to celebrate Christmas? And then Bruno extends this to every area of our life, calling us to extend this reflection into everything we do, everything we say, every thought we think. In essence, asking, was that aligned with the good? Was that action, that word, that thought in alignment, harmonious, healthy, helpful? I personally just get so much joy out of both thinking and then feeling Christmas isn't over. It's still here. Yes, Christmas Day is complete. But Christmas is I don't know how much else to say, except it just makes me happy to really reflect on and also feel. Because it's one thing if Bruno Groening said, hey, it goes on for the entire month of December up until, I think he said January 5th. It could be the 6th, but I'm pretty sure the 5th. It'd be one thing if he said that and we were like, oh, that's interesting. But what do you experience when you feel into this, or when you feel into, wow, today's the 5th day of Christmas? Like what reaction happens, and what does it stir in you? For me, it stirs great joy. And And during this season, when I tune in, I'm very struck. Not just when I tune in, but when I tune in to the sense of what's the energy? What's the feeling right now on planet Earth? I just feel such a quiet peace. That's not to say there aren't horrific things going on, but there's an energy of peace, and I've felt this before in Christmas past. That's very available. So let's tune in, but let's tune in maybe a little different than usual. Let's tune into whether you call it the presence of Christ or the peace of Christ or the grace of this season, and see what you experience. And please feel free to share. So we'll spend a little time in silence, tuning into the spirit of Christmas. And a couple people just join in. Welcome. I've invited people to tune into the spirit of Christmas. During this season, there is a very special, quiet, gentle peace that's easy for me to access. I kind of have the feeling that it's kind of just blankets the earth, that it's all around us. So I'm inviting people to tune into that, to be aware of it, and to drink it in. It's pretty good. And here's some song lyrics that Bruno Groening spoke very highly of this song. Silent night, holy night. And so this song is about Christmas Eve, but what if it's also about an energy that pervades throughout the entire Christmas season? Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round young virgin, mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight. Glory stream from heavens afar, heavenly hosts singing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, O love's pure light. Radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord at thy birth. Jesus, Lord at thy birth. So, this song is associated with Christianity and it's associated with religion. Bruno Groening calls us to tune into, to tap into the reality that this song is pointing towards. To have an experience. It's one thing to say, Jesus is my Savior. It's another thing for your heart or soul, and my heart and soul, this is still an ongoing deepening for me, for my heart and soul to say, Jesus is the Savior of the world. And for that to come from such a deep place into where it's personal, where it's not something that it's not just something you've read, it's not something you've just believed or not something you've just confessed, but where there's something within you that recognizes something. I think if I had to summarize Bruno Groening's teachings about Christmas, it would be reflect on these songs and reflect on things you've been reflect on these songs and reflect on some of the teachings of Christ and let something awaken in you until you really have a sense of what, from the inside, that you have a sense of what it is that it means to say that Christ is a Savior. And if that understanding is this big, I only claim to have this much, if even that much. But I do feel that I have some felt sense, and I hope each person here has a little bit of that. And I hope that this season and these gatherings have helped to deepen that for people. So let's continue to, instead of sleeping in heavenly peace, let's drink in the heavenly peace, take in the glories that stream from afar. All right, dear ones. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm going to be leading a guided meditation on Zoom, and I'm going to post the link right there. And it starts in a couple of minutes. And feel free to hop over there. Very, very grateful. And thank you so much for joining in. Take care. Much love.